Here's a very popular piece. It's the t-shirt hoodie. This is from ComforWash by Hanes. So it's a garment dyed product. So very trendy with the inside out stitching. So it would be a great on-site, product because people would gravitate to this.
Yeah, and I think so. And what we see at a lot of events, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do this, is people leaning towards inexpensive carded cotton, open-ended cotton t-shirts, right, just to keep their costs low. But I would challenge you to think a little bit, just slightly more premium on your blank selections. By jumping to something like this, you're going to be able to merchandise an item that people typically don't see for on-site printing at an event. And we think, we've seen that people are willing to spend just a little bit more or make a purchase that otherwise they wouldn't have if we go higher end on the item.
There is a lot of emotion that goes on in parents when they're watching their kid playing a game. So, to offer something premium, price is no option, really.
Good. So let's give you some other live activation on-site printing tips as we load this. Again, we're going to use our 16x20 platen. And so trying to pick items and placement locations that work across the same platen is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of change out.
Makes sense.
Of course, if you have 2 heat presses, then we can set 1 heat press up for each location size. And then what I love here that we're going to show you is we're going to show you the standard front logo placement. And then our variable data piece, in this case, is going to be our numbering. So the idea that we can have packs of numbers or loose numbers out. And so somebody walks up, now they can get the front logo, and really their variable piece is the number for the player that they want to support. Let's just say we have a number, 28. Keeping the alignment simple. And so with this logo, we've set up to be able to line the digits directly under the O and the N of Bear Nation here. And so it's just a nice, quick registration thing. So all of these are laid out separate. We're going to have good organization around our numbers, and I can get something completely custom for the player that I want to represent in a very short amount of time.
Wow. And that's just the prep. So like you pick the O and the N to line the number on. So easy training and kind of get together, huddle as a team before the event and say, this is how we're going to go at it.
Yeah, success at a on-site activation is 100% about the prep work. If you fail to prepare, like we could have easily taken a vinyl cutter and cut the number 28 on demand. We've done that at events.
Sure.
Now the challenge with that is it just adds time to the process. And so I'd rather spend a little bit of money, have an inventory of the numbers. We're only working with one font. Keep it simple. Don't offer too many choices. There's enough customization around here. You're going to get the sale. So I would say simplify it. And then step back for a day, look at it again, simplify it again, and then step back for a day, simplify it again. It's so important to keep it simple.
Well, there's a lot of money to be made. So, and
having
it right, because you walk out, you change instantly into the shirt. You're into the stands, and you have your son or daughter's number, and it's...
Yeah, and I love these. I don't know how many times I've been to an event with a family member, usually my wife, and she says, can you go back out to the car and grab my jacket? It's a little colder in here than I thought. And so having this long-sleeved item that can easily slip over a shirt, a great product. Now, I love adding additional locations, right? And so that's somewhere I'm going to encourage you to step out, because if we can increase our average item value at the event on the same item, that's going to be great. And the best way to do that is with secondary placement. So the price for the shirt with the number is included here. Now let's charge an extra $5 or $10 or whatever the price point you want to set is for an extra location.
Wow.
Right?
Nice.
And so have designs that work across a wide variety of blanks for extra locations, right? So there's a lot of places I could put this logo.
Yeah.
Right? So my choices are sleeve, hood. There's only one problem with that. That would require a platen change.
Exactly.
Which is going to do what? Add time, right? Add time to the process and think
bigger
about
line.
Right?
Yeah.
And also add, your employee experience isn't going to be great lifting this 16x20 platen on and off for every shirt. And so think about placement here and speed. And so on speed on this one, I'm just going to slide it out. I'm going to rotate the shirt around, never having to change it off of the platen. And I'm going to get to this back hip location. Very quick, very easy, right? And so I kind of reset that back, make sure my shirt's straight. And I'm just going to pull my shirt forward and get to this back hip location right here. And that means I'm not going to have to change the platen. So I'll preheat this side.
That's great.
For the 5 seconds, just to get that moisture out of the garment. Place that logo. right on that back hip location and lock it down. So now I've added an extra $5 or $10 in revenue to maybe 50% of the items I sell if I merchandise it well, right? And that's another point. Take these finished looks, everything that can be created, merchandise them across the back wall or a front table, so people know the look, and maybe they can just say, I want look A, I want look B, I want look B, C, right? So quick and easy.
Well, I would imagine like when you're in the line, you know, you're seeing this visual of it happening. And so all of a sudden you see this extra, you know, value add. Yeah. You're like, forget it, man, I'm getting that too.
Heck yeah. You know? Why wouldn't you want that extra placement on there?
Exactly.
Right?
So cool.